had the opportunity to hike Mount Kilimanjaro. Just a few weeks ago, we summited the top and we figured we would share 5 things that we wish we would have brought during our hike.
And 5 things that we did bring that really helped us out, and we're glad that we had.
Yes. So just getting into it, our number 1 thing that we wish we would have had. So it's kind of a two in one. So we wish we would have had more hand sanitizer and a hydraulic bite valve cap for our Osprey bags. So Ryan and I both brought 3-liter Osprey bags. However, he did not buy a cap for his mouthpiece, where I did. And even starting the hike, our guides told us how dirty the mountain is, because everybody, when you're hiking, you're relieving yourself behind a rock or behind a tree, but then it rains and it gets washed into the trail you're hiking or sitting at on each break. So they warned us about all the bacteria and don't let your mouthpiece touch the ground. And because Ryan didn't have a cap, he was using our hand sanitizer. And Ryan and I, for his trek, we only brought these 2 little hand sanitizers for both our backpacks, and he was going through it very quickly.
I firmly believe that Osprey makes some of the best hydration bladders on the market. These bladders are absolutely fantastic. They seal tight, they don't leak. I've been using all types of hydration bladders my whole career. Camelback, some off-brand ones. I found that Osprey is just absolutely fantastic. So why they don't come with a cover for your bite cap, I do not know. Osprey, if you're watching this, include a cover. I did not get a cover with mine, and like Haley said, I found myself like panicking every time I put my pack down and worrying that my bite valve here was hitting the dirt. And anytime it did, I was going for my hand sanitizer, putting a little bit in my hand, and I was trying to sanitize my my bite valve here, and I blew through my little hand sanitizer packet pretty quickly. So that's one thing that we wish we had more of: hand sanitizer and the covers. Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the second thing. Sticking with these Osprey bags, we wish we would have had the insulation kit for them. There were a few people in our group that had them, and towards the top on summit night, your bag might freeze. Same with your water bottle. And we kind of lucked out. I had this lap hand warmer, like hot hands, but for your lap, and it was pretty big. And I put it in the back of my backpack right behind it, and it kept the water pretty warm from freezing. However, we wish we would have had that insulation kit to cover everything so it wouldn't freeze.
Your guides will give you some advice on how to stop your bag from freezing. For water bottles, they recommend that you turn your water bottle upside down, so it freezes from the top down. You take out your frozen water bottle, flip it over, and you got water on the bottom you can drink from. They also recommend that you blow into your tube to clear out the water so it won't freeze in the tube. That worked for me, although I found the water that was left in the bite nozzle cap thing here, that did freeze. So you go to bite down to suck out water and you're just biting into like a little block of ice that had frozen. I think that the thermal covers for these would have been really nice to have.
The third thing that we wish we would have brought was some kind of sleeping med. A lot of the people in our group had Ambien, but really any kind of medicine that works for you. We both had some trouble some nights sleeping, especially on summit night. You're going to bed earlier than you're used to because you have to start that hike at 11 p.m. So you're going to bed earlier, and it's just really hard to fall asleep sometimes, especially if you aren't used to sleeping in a tent. So we wish we would have brought some kind of sleeping med.
Yeah, Ambien was fantastic, worked perfectly. That was like gold on the mountain. Trading for Ambien was pretty big. Melatonin would have worked fine. Anything that will help you get to sleep that you guys find useful. We just recommend sleep aids because it can be really tough. You're in a strange environment, and even though you've been hiking all day and you're exhausted, you'll lay down and you'll find that you just cannot fall asleep sometimes. So we recommend that just to get properly rested and feel a lot better while you're hiking.
The The fourth thing we wish we would have had was some kind of water purifying tablet. This was on the packing list, but we totally forgot to bring them. And what I found, so when we got back, I did have one water bottle that had a filter in it. And when we got back home, I took it apart to see the filter. The filter is normally white and it kind of came back brown. So like that made me realize maybe the water wasn't as clean as we thought it would be. There was also a point where I kind of thought the water was starting to make me feel sick, but it could have just been the altitude. Most likely it was probably the altitude, but you just really don't know. And I wish we would have had those water purifying tablets.
The guides do a great job of trying to keep the water clean. They filter it themselves when they collect it. I believe they filtered a second time before they put it into like the collection bucket where you go to like fill your water at. I looked at the water and it looked clean, but obviously you're going to have those microparticulates in there that you're not going to see. So I do believe the water is perfectly safe up there, but if you want to have that peace of mind, a little bit extra protection, you can bring iodine drops, you can bring tablets, or a physical filter like Haley had there.
Yeah.
They make some that screw into your water bottle that work really nice. So it's something that we wish we had more of. I would like to have one too.
And then the fifth thing that we wished we would have brought was some kind of camp shoe. So I brought flip-flops because they're light, they're easy, they don't take a lot of room. And I thought that it would be kind of hot the first few days. And I'm like, well, towards the top, I can just wear my hiking shoes around camp. But it got cold literally camp too. And it's also very dusty, so I wish I would have brought a pair of tennis shoes or some slippers, something for camp and not flip-flops. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know that North Face makes a camp slipper. I saw a few guys that were walking around camp with them, and as soon as I saw those, I was like, I wish I had that. They looked so comfortable, super lightweight, they looked warm, and they just roll up and squish down. So I don't know what the name of them are exactly, but I know North Face makes them. It looks like a insulated camp slipper, and I wish I had that.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to 5 things that we are glad we brought. We tried to pick out some of the things that we're glad we brought that a lot of other people in our group did not have and that we thought was very beneficial to have. So the first thing is the dog bags. So what we did, we used these dog bags for multiple things. So when you're hiking on the trail, every stop you do, you're taking on snacks. But what do you do with those wrappers? There were a lot of people stuffing them in their pockets and different things. Also, when you use the bathroom on the side of the trail, where are you putting your toilet paper? Where or whatever you're using. So we thought this was very beneficial. And every campsite had trash cans. So we would tie it up, put it in the trash can. And it was also nice inside the tent too, because whatever you're using to clean yourself, you can just put in these little bags and then throw them away later.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the trail had a lot of trash on it. You can tell people were just throwing down wrappers, throwing toilet paper on the trail, wipes, it was really unfortunate. And Peak Planet does a fantastic job of trying to keep the trail as clean as possible and collect all the trash. And I think having these little doggy bags really helped us keep all our trash consolidated, keep things clean and organized, so we don't have wrappers just floating everywhere, making your pockets sticky and stuff like that. So it was good to have those.
Yeah. Then the second thing that we're glad we brought, so there's different ways for pillows. So I know Ryan tried at first before we went and hiked Mount Kilimanjaro. He tried the blow-up pillow, but it wasn't that comfy. And what we found, and we're glad we did, was we just brought these travel small pillowcases. And we would stuff our down jackets in them. So we didn't use our big puffy summit jacket till summit night. So the whole trip we had a pillow. We just used it, that we stuffed the jacket in here, and that was our pillow at night. And it was really nice to have these because they're light, they're packable, and your jackets you're going to bring on the mountain anyway. So we kind of utilized the jackets when we weren't wearing them. And same with I brought a down vest, different things that towards the top I might have quit using. So all I did was switch out the jackets and put them in here, or even the clothes shoes, whatever you want. And I found it to be really comfy, actually.
Yeah, it worked out really nice. And these, little travel pillows, they pack down into nothing. So, they weigh nothing. They that's all all the space that's taken up in your backpack or your duffel. It worked out really nice. Just stuff your jacket in there and you have a down pillow. So
yeah. That was really beneficial.
Really good.
Another thing, third thing that we're glad we brought was these collapsible dog bowls. So at breakfast or before breakfast and in the afternoon, they always bring you a big bowl of hot water. And what we did was we had a couple of these flexible bowls, and we would scoop some of that hot water, so then he would have a bowl, I would have a bowl, we could like brush our teeth in it, whatever, and this would be dirty, but we still had clean water over here, so then we could use this water for something else and that water for something else. So we kind of had multiple ways of using just clean water.
Yeah, this little bowl really kind of helped you stretch out the hot water supply that they brought you in the mornings. And when it folds up flat like this, it takes up no room. I just carabiner clipped this to the outside of my pack, and I let it hang there during the day when I walked, and it would dry out. So super nice. I think a lot of people wish they had brought something like this. So yeah, it worked out really good.
And then our fourth and fifth thing is kind of together. So a lot of people ask us, hey, what did you wear on summit night? And here's some of the things that we're glad we had on summit night. We were actually lucky. So there wasn't much snow at the top, but the very next day when we were at the camp, we could see the whole mountain covered in snow. So we missed the snow by a day, but we prepared for that snow, and we're glad we did, because some of the things came handy even going down the mountain.
Yeah.
So the first thing would be the buff in balaclava. I don't know if I say that right, but I think I am. So this is the Stoic Sherpa fleece one. You can tell it's very thick, and it was so nice to have. So I would wear, on summit night, I wore a beanie and then these Sherpas, and I was not cold. Like my head, my face was not really cold. And what we also did, so we started with them on, we kind of took them off, and then we wore them after, are the goggles. So we brought a pair of clear goggles and ones for the sunny weather. Like you can see the reflection. I think prism. But these were really nice to have. And these were more nice going down, because when you go down, it is so dusty, and this helped like protect your eyes from all that dust.
Yeah. So if you guys watch our previous video of our kind of documenting our hike, the dustiest day was the day that we were coming down off the summit. You're descending on almost like moon dust levels of dust here. I mean, it's very small, very fine dust, and it just gets everywhere. It gets up your nose, in your ears, in your eyes. And so having the goggles were really nice. One, to keep the sun out of your eyes, but also to keep the dust out of your eyes so you can see clearly. That was a huge help, and I think we were like some of the only ones that had goggles, and they worked out really, really good. But the goggles, they saved your eyes. The buff will save your life. This thing is fantastic. This is on the packing list when you go to Kilimanjaro, and if you don't bring anything else, this is the one thing you gotta bring. When you start your hike in the jungle where it's a little hotter, a little humid, you can wear it as like a sweatband. Moving up, you can cover your ears and your neck with it, cover your face with it, so it keeps the dust out and keeps the sun off your ears and the back of your neck. You can always wet it for a rag. These things were fantastic, and you've got to have one.
I would recommend bringing two. So I brought two, and I'm glad I did, because they got really dirty. The one time we like dipped it in water and like squeegeed it out, and it was just so much dirt from all the dust on the trail. So, and I'm kind of glad they're so light and small. I'm glad I brought two, because then halfway through I wore like one for the first 3-4 days, and then I wore the other one for the last few days.
Yeah,
and I'm glad I did, because they got very dirty.
Yeah, they worked out really nice.
But yeah, so those are the things that we wish we had, and the 5 things that we are glad we brought. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comment in the comments below.
Yeah, and we might be putting out some more videos in the future on, maybe just general tips. So look out for those videos coming if that's something you guys are interested in.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
See you next time.